Let's focus on UCITS 4. The whole point of UCITS 4, as I touched on earlier, is about cost reduction and improving efficiency. So, management company passport. Each fund needs a management company to oversee that fund. And in the past, you've had to have a different management company in every country where you've had your funds. The idea of the passport simply is you have your management company in one country within the EU, and that can oversee the funds in the other countries that it's responsible for. So the idea is it should allow you to collapse your management companies and get greater efficiencies. Cross-border mergers. So mergers of funds within the same country are well established, and they happen all the time, and aren't that difficult in most of the main countries in the EU. But merging funds from one country to another have been very difficult, as regulators have raised the bar on the percentage of vote required and so on, and there's no single clear regime to manage and control mergers. There's different legal structures and so on as well in the EU. But there's a big problem with fund mergers, and really that's tax. I think the UK and Ireland are the only two countries in Europe that won't, where a capital gains tax charge won't crystallise when you have a cross-border merger. So we don't see people rushing to do mergers cross-border in Europe, mainly because no one wants to crystallise a tax. Right, master feeder. I'm going to talk a bit longer about master feeder because I think that's more relevant to you here, and it is something that we see a lot more interest in. One of the big issues I've flagged up here is, you're going to create new funds with master feeder, and is the cost of running new funds going to outweigh the efficiencies that you're going to get from pooling the assets into one big fund? We might, unless the asset services and the IT service providers can help solve that problem. They need to have the ability to report straight through, to transact straight through, and to solve some of the operational issues that master feeder is going to create. And the last point of UCITS 4 is the notification procedures. So one big problem with UCITS in the past has been, if you wanted to distribute your funds in, say, Italy, the local regulator needs to approve those funds, even though it's a UCITS fund. And in the past, they've worked to a sort of 60-day timetable, but some of them have dragged their feet. So some concern amongst the regulators as to whether they feel that they can trust different regulators to do this properly. But it looks like this will work. So, key messages. The UCITS framework is a proven structure for retail funds that can be sold internationally. So there is, it isn't perfect, but it is the only real global framework that managers can use then to access multiple markets for funds. So managers from the US, from this region, from anywhere, can use the UCITS framework to access the whole of Europe and those other markets I referred to. Master feeder is perhaps the big win out of UCITS 4 and will give some benefit, but it continues to evolve. Is that it? Yeah. So, thank you.